Veterans Battalion.
What's up, everyone? Veterans Battalion here in the war room. We are.
What's up, guys?
What is up? Are
All
you guys
right.
ready for this one? We
You guys
got a good
actually-
one for you this
Hey,
morning.
you guys actually fucked up my intro, man.
Did we?
Yeah, I was gonna say something cool, but it's all good.
Right, start over.
All right,
Go back.
I'm Adam.
Zero.
All right, this is Adam.
All right.
Here's Roland, and of course Colt. Kick it off, dude.
One battalion, one company, one squad, one team, one fight.
Hell yeah, hoorah!
Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to provide value for you. And the one thing that we just ask is that you just share this movement, because ultimately we're here to provide greatness after service.
Absolutely, our mission is greatness after service, and providing as much value and helping you basically go from EAS to success after service. So whether you're going for a job or you want to be self-employed,
Or your benefits are fucked
getting
up.
your benefits,
You don't feel right.
everything.
You're
So
not in the right mindset.
that's what we're going to talk about, and we're going to open up Pandora's box when it comes to that shit. So
This is the place that I think most people are going to tell the truth at, because like
Absolutely.
for ourselves, and I feel like a lot of guys don't get the truth. So this is where you get the truth and
Yeah.
the little cheat codes on how to get your benefits and start a business.
Absolutely.
And, all the stuff you need.
And you know, there's so many things that comes down to open up a business, because obviously we all own businesses, and I think that'd be a cool thing to talk about today is how to start a business. I mean,
Let's do it. Yeah, we've
what
been
else-
focusing a lot on like mindset, VA benefits. So this
Absolutely.
is definitely something I think everyone can.
and you know, this can
pick
actually
up
be a
on.
series, but I think what we'll do today is maybe just talk about a few things that we've done that have helped us kind of create our own businesses, and maybe someone can get some good advice from it and start their own
Let's
stuff.
start from the basics, like the first few steps that you
Absolutely.
need to take to open up a business.
Well, I think the first thing you got to do is just really find out what you want to do. I mean, there's a million ways you can make money. There's a million things that you could do. So I think for the first thing would be finding out what you do. And like Colt, for example, like when you wanted to start your moving company, what made you start moving? What was it?
It's kind of funny you asked that. I honestly didn't know what I wanted to do. I had no idea where I was in life, and I just needed something, and I had a friend just say, "Hey, you want to go move these senior homes? There's a senior couple down at this assisted living, and we'd love for you to come move them, get some of your veteran friends together and whatnot." So that's exactly what I did, and I actually liked it. She's like, "Hey, you can make $500." And I was like, $500? That's pretty good money just to go down there and help some people move. I thought it was good. And sure enough, I kept doing it, and I liked it, and they liked what I did, and I got good at it, and I just kept going with it.
Absolutely.
But that's how it worked out for me. But
so do you think it's important to just do something that you enjoy doing?
yeah,
Or-
totally. Yeah, you got to do something you enjoy doing, because guys, if you can't wake up in the morning and get up every single day and do something repetitiously and like what you do, it's really hard to be successful at it,
Yeah.
But this is what I tell everybody, if you can wake up in the morning and get up and do the same thing over and over and over again for the rest of your life, what would it be? And then that answer will rectify what you're going to do in the future.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If
Should
money
be, right.
money weren't even an option,
Yeah.
if we didn't get paid money for our actions or our job, what would you do on a daily basis?
Yeah, totally. And mine was driving and traveling. I love driving. I drive forever. Ask any of these guys.
By the way, hey, real quick, where were you at this last couple of days?
Oh Jesus, man, I've been everywhere. I've done almost 8,000 miles in the last 2 weeks.
I know. I was talking to him the other day, and I was joking with you about this. Where
Yeah,
I was like, "Hey, what's up, bro? What do you got going on?" He's like, "I'm just gonna take a quick trip up to what was it, Kansas City
Idaho.
or something?
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati."
Dude.
I'm like, oh yeah, we're in Los Angeles, by the way, for all you guys that are listening. And
He's
I'm thinking like,
posting stuff from Idaho. Then he was in Texas.
Oh man,
No,
I've been
no,
just
he's like,
there's nothing.
I'm in
quick.
Missouri
2
today.
days
There's
ago,
nothing
yeah,
quick
yeah.
about a trip to Cincinnati. When I hear, I'm just going to take a quick trip up to like the San Fernando Valley.
I
or
had to go
something.
through 8
Fucking
states.
Cincinnati.
8 states. So it was California, right? Arizona. So I'm trying to think out loud. California, Arizona, New Mexico, which we almost got robbed at by yeah, it's crazy. Don't go to
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Damn.
It's just not. It's just having 2 trucks that look real nice, and it's just not doing real well out there. And then Texas, and then Oklahoma,
Yeah.
Missouri, right? And then
Yeah.
what's next after that?
Actually, you're right.
So you obviously
Illinois, Indiana, then Ohio.
you must hate driving.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no.
So
that goes right into what you're just
That
talking
was just
about.
one.
Because
And
you
then-
enjoy these trips, these cross country
Yeah.
trips, and
Yeah, I mean, just the idea. Like for me, I like meeting new people. So I meet random people. I get to see different backgrounds. Hear people's stories.
yeah.
I mean, you guys saw that picture I posted on my Instagram, right? About the car had like 30-inch rims on it. I called it a Kruk. I think that's what it's called. But someone was telling me they corrected me. They're like, that's not a Kruk. Down here in the South, we call it a, what is that called? Help me out here. What is that called?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's
They
just
have a
not something
name
you see
for
over
it.
here.
Basically, a car with huge rims and
Yeah.
tires. That's
Hey, that almost looks
Yeah.
like your Mustang that you used to have back when you were Lance
yeah.
Corporal.
The first Mustang I bought, I had a
His car had the
Ford
biggest rims
Mustang
on it, dude.
GT Roush Mustang.
And he killed that thing. It was a nice
Yeah.
car, but he put rims
Put
on
22-inch rims on it.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was the stupidest fucking decision.
That's how my
I
truck
ever
was
made.
when I first got it. I bought it from
Yeah.
Arizona and had these ridiculous rims
That's
on
crazy.
it.
But hey, for
But
those of you guys that are listening, now Colt, he is the owner of Attention to Detail Moving Company. And he's the owner, the fucking CEO. He isn't in the position where he has to be doing these moves. He's got a full staff that does these moves. You do it because you enjoy doing it.
And you have
right?
what about how many employees you have?
Yeah, I enjoy doing it, and I have customers that trust me so much that they just
Yeah.
want to see my face.
So
And-
basically, what you're doing is you're leading from the front.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to. So that's the other thing. Yeah, if you start a business and you do your own thing, you got to make sure that you lead from the front. Totally. You
And
got
if
to you got to
you-
show your guys that you can do it. And obviously that slows down over time. But I disagree with some people when some people say, oh, you got guys to do that. Well, yeah, but I mean the reason like we're doing as good as we're doing is because I'm showing my guys that I'm out there with them.
Definitely.
You
And
can't let them.
that builds camaraderie.
Yeah,
that builds
'cause they can't-
trust. They know that you're actually still in the same steps that they're taking.
Yeah. And obviously there'll be a time when I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
My time will be too valuable. I mean, it already is. It's really difficult to be on the road and manage both, but I make it work. I like doing it. So as long as I like doing it, I'm going to keep doing it.
What about you, Bender?
I think for me, it goes kind of exactly what you're talking about. It has to be something that you enjoy doing.
Yes, you guys do
definitely.
real estate.
Yeah,
So
we do
in case
real
anyone
estate.
didn't know,
Specifically for veterans.
specifically for veterans, you guys help them get their benefits, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What else do you guys help veterans do?
I mean, everything outside. I mean, man, there's so much. We could do a whole podcast.
You guys could be
episode
like
on
like
what-
counselors almost.
But-
I've heard some
yeah.
of
But kind of going back to
difficult,
doing what you want to do.
Yeah,
Um, Because I did real estate, just regular real estate, prior to opening up my company, and I fucking hated it. I really did. It didn't feel. It
What do you
didn't
mean
feel
by regular
purposeful.
real estate? What does that mean to you?
Mean just helping out,
just
Anybody.
helping out like
Helping out anyone.
anybody.
and
Just- yeah.
I'll still help out anyone. However, it helps me get
you
up.
relate better to
It
veterans.
helps me get up every morning when I can literally be who I want to be and help who I want to help out. I mean, these guys.
He's a lot more comfortable because he can drop F-bombs. He doesn't have to hide
Here's
his
the thing.
freaking tattoos.
Here's the thing. Let me give you a good example. So, I actually was showing the house to this Navy vet one time, and when I first was kind of transitioning over to focusing on vets, and I remember it was like our first time, and we went up to this house, and I said, "Hey, this house is shit. Let's get out of here." And he goes, "Oh, I love you. You're my guy now." And I'm like, "This is cool. Like I can actually tell him exactly how I feel about this house, and I can actually be who I want to be." And
Yeah.
that's the thing is, I just saw that there was obviously a disconnect in the real estate world for vets, but more importantly, for me wanting to do what I want to do is that gave me purpose. That gave me a reason.
And that kind of goes a little bit more on what I'm going to add to that, like what you said. See, I enjoy, the real estate aspect other than, the bullshit paperwork that you have to do that just comes a part of the
Because
job.
you're really bad at it. That's why.
Yeah. And I enjoy the actual real estate aspect, but what I think you need more than just something that you enjoy doing is something that you are truly passionate about. Something that brings a new sense of purpose, because it doesn't matter what business you're doing, what
Almost
yeah,
evangelistic, right? Like
Yeah.
where you're actually like having a cause where you're actually
you're
like
having a cause,
you're
making an
changing
impact,
something.
you're changing lives,
Absolutely.
and it's something that you have a passion deep down inside for.
Yeah.
Because when you're a business owner, when you're building something, you're going to have never ending challenges and obstacles that they're going to question your intestinal fortitude to fucking give up or keep pushing.
Which
and
actually
you're going
brings
to need
me
that. You're going to need it.
It brings me to a couple of other questions that I think that people should know is well, I would think, look, to take a step back, I think step number 2, as far as, you know, really starting your own business, would be really to take action. Because I think, you know, we've expressed this, JP has mentioned this before plenty of times. We've all talked about taking action. Taking action is serious shit. And I actually, the one person that I can really talk about is Colt. I've known Colt forever. So when I think of taking action, I think of Colt. Like literally, he's like, I talked to him one day, this is what I want to do. And I said, all right, so this is what you're going to do, huh? And part of me is like, you know, it's cold.
Like, oh, bro, I already
it's
did
cold.
It.
And then like the next day he's like, I got a truck. That's badass, man. And then all of a sudden I got a trailer. Like, and all of a sudden you're just like moving. I remember you're moving out of you had like a Dodge Ram or something like that. I remember that dark one or black one or something. And all of a sudden he's like, this is my business. I'm moving it. I'm actually like moving couches in the back of my truck. And then the back, this little trailer that you got and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, you know, you have this used U-Haul, right? Where he like wraps it, you know, kind of tacky, but it goes, and he's like parking it in front of his house. Look, nothing was ever easy for you. Nothing was ever just like written out. You know, I always say this.
I mean, to assess this perfect plan.
It's never going to be perfect. You're not always going to have the perfect plan, but you got to have fucking balls, dude.
That's how shit gets done. Remember when, man, everything, like when we helped after Hurricane Harvey in Houston, we're literally on a conference call talking to each other. We're sending out groups of text messages, and by the end of the call, Colt's all like, the flights are booked, everything. I got the truck packed.
Oh yeah,
we're ready.
You can't talk to Colt without like him just taking action.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So tell me about that, man. I really want to know about your mind, because your mind's a little crazy,
dude. Someone told me a long time ago, if you got passion for something and you want to start it, don't think too hard. Okay, this is the most important business advice I think I could give anybody. And I'm not perfect either, by the way. Still to this day, I'm still learning, obviously, and we're all learning. But don't ask questions. I'm sorry. You
mean ask questions to your mind? Like, don't talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Like question. Like ask.
Don't
basically,
question
like
yourself.
Question yourself out of it.
Don't question yourself.
Don't question yourself too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And someone told me this a long time ago. Don't ask for don't ask for permission. Okay, to do something. And what I mean by that is this. So like we started a moving company and nothing was legit when I started. I'll be honest with you. We had no idea. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I didn't know I needed numbers on the side of my truck. I didn't know I needed all kinds of.
So you were just going.
Dude, I just went, man. I just got 2 trucks together, started driving. And then I got pulled over and I needed this type of insurance. Oh, okay. Yes, sir, officer. Right. Yeah. I'll get that. No problem. And I went and got it. Right. So I didn't hide, but I was just told by a really successful entrepreneur, a guy that owns 5 Baskin Robbins franchises. He's another Army vet, really successful guy. He's doing well for himself. And he just said, hey man, just whatever you do, just don't ask for permission. Don't wait for someone to tell you to go. Just go do it. Don't wait.
Absolutely.
I heard that from another Marine vet too. His name's Dan Corrales too. He's nice.
Now I got a little bit opposing, not necessarily opposing, but I feel that you do have to have some structure. You have to have a plan.
Totally.
You can't just wing it. Now, I get what you're saying, Adam. Like, don't wait till the plan is perfect, because it's never going to be perfect, but you need to have structure. You need to have a plan, because you're going to need actionable steps. You're going to have a plan 100%. To accomplish your goals. And one of the things that I think is very important before you even kick your business off the ground, I would say that this is one of the most important things in starting a business, is figuring out how to differentiate yourself from everybody else on the market.
Totally.
That is in whatever your market.
What are you doing that everyone else isn't doing?
Yeah.
What is different?
Definitely.
How are you going above and beyond?
But I can tell you one thing that sets sets basically one person out of a herd, right? Is making it your M.O.S, right? If you can be the master at your craft and know everything about it. Here's the thing, because there's a lot of people that do they have a business or they're employed, they do certain things, but you don't really meet a lot of people that are like true masters.
Yeah.
Those are the special ones. Those are the most successful ones. Like I would say, be a master at your craft. Know everything
Not try to
about
do
it.
all. Yeah.
Dude, find that one thing and just go with it. Because that's what I do. I literally just study this. And to me, I think that that's why we're able to do what we do for vets, is because we just study this one art.
Yeah.
Right.
I have to
It's
agree
our
with you on that
M.O.S,
one.
dude. Like we're 01111, whatever.
See, and that's
like,
a little bit, and that kind of goes into like what are we providing that is different from everybody else?
Sure.
Like what and this can be whether you're in gyms, whether you're in fucking dry cleaning, it doesn't even matter. How are you going to change the game? What are you going to do differently than what everyone else is doing? Because that's what's going to grow a movement. That's what's going to get you referrals. That's what's going to get you like to basically take it to the next step, provide an amazing experience. And I think that's definitely one of the things that
absolutely
should be highlighted on is
absolutely
a very important step.
So I also want to talk about, I think it's another important step really is to adapt and overcome, right? In the Marine Corps, in the Army, whatever branch you were in, there's always shit. Every single day you're eating like a shit sandwich. So in business, it's being able to take a lot of punishment and being able to learn from it and grow from it. Because I think that every time you make a mistake, you're learning. And I think it's a blessing that you have that mistake.
We were just talking about this earlier, Colt. So we actually follow. He's actually one of our business coaches, Andy Frazella, in the Arate syndicate, and we have. We were just talking about the mindset you were talking about earlier, Colt. The difference between winners and those who dominate. And winners will just do
the bare minimum,
the bare minimum, what it takes to win. And those who want to dominate do everything that they can to overcome the challenges,
absolutely.
Be the fucking best. And like you're talking about the shit sandwiches, the winners are going to figure out, all right, how could I win without eating this shit sandwich? And the ones who dominate, the champions, they're the ones that are going to eat fucking just dump trucks of shit
sandwiches, and like it.
And say, bring it on.
Because you know what? You know the cool thing about shit sandwich, and I used to not think like this until Andy and Ed Milet, is when really bad stuff would happen to me, it would just really, really affect me. But now I truly look forward to bad stuff, not look forward to bad stuff happening, but when it happens, I just know that's me growing and that's me getting better. Because here's the thing, when bad stuff happens to your competition, most of the time they're the ones that are tapping out.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? And if you can withstand all that, like right on the other side of that is like
that's what's going to separate you.
Growth.
That's what's going to.
You know what it is? It's like in the gym when you're tearing your muscles.
Yeah.
When you can go that extra few reps, the extra few sets, that's what that makes a difference between a champion bodybuilder and just a dude that's working out.
That is so important for those that are listening. Like that is something that it's natural, and it's natural not only in when you're starting a business, when you're building a business, everything in life, you're going to have challenges, and that's what defines you. So embrace that. But the biggest thing, things are going to be difficult. Things are going to get fucking hard. That's when you don't give up, because that's when you are truly growing as an individual.
And then kind of something to note about that is when we kind of went back to the whole purpose of what you do and all that kind of stuff, when stuff gets hard, when stuff gets difficult, and believe me, it happens like every single almost day.
Yeah.
It's important to, when you have that purpose,
that's what's going to drive you.
That's like your gas tank.
Yeah.
It allows you to push through whatever bullshit's going on.
And you know what? It's so important when we're talking about this to also have a support system, whether it be one of your boys, a business partner, someone who has the same mindset and knows what makes you tick and knows a part of the overall vision, your purpose, to remind you. Because sometimes, our mind is a very scary place,
especially when you're dealing with when you have PTSD issues, depression, you know what I mean? Like there's just so many times where I question why am I doing this? What's the reason for this? Why didn't I just become a cop and all that stuff? But there's a reason I'm here. And at the end of the day, the way I look at it is when a veteran doesn't use us for our real estate stuff,
Yeah.
It's, to me, like, that's why we're here. Like,
Definitely.
because we're here to
We're
help
changing
them.
lives.
We're changing their lives.
Especially when you see the lives that we change, and not only looking out for the real estate aspect, but when you got an individual who has been on more deployments than we can
both
count
of us
on our hands
combined,
and has no benefit at all from the VA. That's an injustice. So knowing that we can
and then when he's
impact someone's life
when
like
he's
that,
struggling,
yeah.
like mentally, or he has a lot of kids and he doesn't have his benefits and they're about to go to college, he doesn't know that the college is going to be paid for. Like, there's just so many little things.
So
like,
that's important. And that's one of the things that, Adam here, you actually have definitely had me take a step back when things get difficult and you're like, man, fuck this. Why are we doing this? I'm ready to take out a whole freaking pizza, and that's my outlet. I love to eat. So
these are really fun because a lot of times he'll be like, oh man,
I sent you a picture, right?
Yeah.
I sent you a picture of a whole damn pizza.
He's about to take it out.
Yeah.
Literally. And I have to like stop him from like pulling the trigger.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But I love talking shit to him.
And that's what's important, guys.
Well, it's nice to have the buddy program, right?
Exactly.
I know when shit's going down, like I can call Cole anytime. Doesn't matter if it's 3 a.m. and I know that he'll be there. Yeah. Doesn't matter. That's just like, that's the kind of guy he is.
Get yourself a damn battle buddy.
Seriously.
And I think that's anything else to add on.
But
on this?
one thing I want to ask Colt is, with your moving company, what kind of stuff do you deal with as far as like problems? Because I know that every time we're on
that's a good question.
For example, hold on.
Yeah.
Before you start, I know whenever I see you at the gym, like you're doing a set and then you're right there on your phone and you're like, oh man, I'm just dealing with some shit. Like everything, because it's all the time with you.
Oh yeah. And I mean,
how do you do that?
Well, to the public, I mean, everyone wants to see you doing good, right? And they want to see everything's perfect. But I mean, behind the scenes, it's not. So, I mean, if you start a business and you're experiencing struggles and there's just all this crap just building up, and just realize that someone's been there at the same time you have once in their life. So you're not alone. Everyone else is dealing with the same bullshit and the same problems.
Absolutely.
They're just dealing with it in a different way or form. But at the same time, like, find a mentor. And we've talked about this before in other episodes. Find a proven mentor, someone that you can look up to, someone that's been where you've been, someone that maybe, for my point of view, I had a mentor, that another guy that owns a moving company that I could always reach out to and just question, and he would share information. So some people say as competitors, I don't like to share information, then they'll know my tricks. It's like, so what? To apply everything, it's a whole different form,
Yeah,
absolutely.
And because you can learn so much.
Oh yeah, just like look at Andy Frisella. Like, he'll tell you everything there is to know about business and how to make it. And all you got to do is just follow it.
But he tells you everything, right?
Yeah.
And I know,
like the blueprint.
I know for a fact that his competitors probably listen, what's Andy doing today? What's Andy doing today?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is no matter what, they'll never be able to be Andy. Because here's the thing. No, when Andy tells you what he's doing, he's already like steps ahead of everybody else. Yeah. He's working on other things, and they're working to catch up to him.
Guys, this is America. And as veterans, we have the edge on everybody else. You know why? Because we execute. We execute everything that we do. Okay.
So then when you add that into your tip, you get a mentor and you learn from them. That it's
if your mentor says, hey,
tenfold.
Go buy a moving truck.
Yeah.
You go buy a moving truck.
Yeah.
Then your mentor says, hey, go get some blankets and pads and some dollies and find some guys that can work really hard. And then you go do all that. Okay. That's the company right now. Then the next step is scaling it and getting to the next step. Those steps are way beyond this
And then wouldn't you say that you also learn from mistakes or challenges that they made?
So that's the other thing too. As long as you're able to take an ability of learning from your mistakes, which I think everyone does, right? No one likes to lose money. You lose money, you lose it once, right? You don't let it happen a second time. Now, if it happens a second time, that's your fault. The first time is a learning experience in my book. Okay, you learn from that mistake. You do some paperwork. You apply some new SOP procedures, right? Just like the military would. Except there's already, you do already
like a debrief, see exactly what happened and what you can do to mitigate it.
Right, and just make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah,
because that's on you.
And there's a man. I don't know. Forgive me if I fuck this one up, but you actually, when you learn from your own mistakes, there's this saying: if you learn from your own mistakes, you're a smart person or whatever. But if you learn from others' mistakes, you're a fucking wise person. And that's where you can, when you apply it to business, you're literally just fast tracking your results. You're still going to have to work. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you're not going to work, but when you learn and do it smarter, work smarter, not harder, devil dog. Like,
absolutely.
That it goes along with that in your advice on getting a mentor.
But the cool thing is a mentor has already learned and been through this shit already.
Yeah.
And just like us, right? Like I've been through so much that when new agents come, I can train them and teach them to do the right thing instead of making the mistakes that I did. Because a lot of problems with real estate is people get a license and they're like, hey, go and help out this family whose their whole life depends on this one transaction. But because,
or they're just focused. They're focused on the deal, on the transaction,
on the money.
Don't put the people.
They don't put the people first. But they're also not knowledgeable, and maybe they don't have experience as well.
They don't know.
But here's the thing, though. I've made plenty of mistakes. But the one thing that ethically you're supposed to do when you do make mistakes is you own up to your mistakes, and not only that, you dip into your own pocket to fix it.
Definitely.
So any mistake I've ever made, the customer really doesn't know about it because I dipped in my own pocket to make sure. But at the same time, you're like, man, if I wouldn't have messed up, I wouldn't have had to spend that $1,000 on something.
Yeah.
And it's a learning. You learn, and now you get to go basically make that a part of your SOP, and then go teach that to someone else. That way, they don't make those mistakes, and they get to keep more money.
Just remember, guys, question everything. So even if you see someone else in a different business, right, that you're trying to, have the same sustainability or make that business the way you want it to be or whatever, question all the stuff that they do. Don't just look at somebody else and say, okay, well, they're doing it this way, it should be right? That's a good way of looking at it, but you should still always question everything. Question every single thing they're doing. Make sure it makes sense, because to be honest, guys, you can't always run your business that way in the point of just doing what other people are doing. You got to question it. You got to see if it makes sense and see if it works for you, because it might not work for your business.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. Awesome.
Well, I think we should carry on, and what we'll do is
so rehashing it, just to basically summarize what we just talked about. The first step in starting, your own business is basically figuring out what the hell you're going to do. Find something that you really enjoy doing, something that you are passionate about, that has a purpose, or at least you enjoy doing, to where you can wake up every morning and be freaking damn happy to go to work. Second is figure out how to differentiate yourself within the market from every other individual that's doing, what your business is supposed to be. And then, one of the things I think along the way is journal, take notes, right? Have some type of notebook to where you can write down all of your ideas. That's something that us, we're not spring chickens anymore. We got horrible memory. So I know that's something that we're really big on, is writing down our task and writing it down, getting out of your mind so you're free and clear.
Absolutely.
But
in addition to that, taking action.
Yeah.
You always don't have to have like the most perfect plan. Have an idea of the route, basically the road you're going to go, but
it's not going to be perfect.
It's not going to be perfect. And the longer you wait for it to be perfect, you're just never going to do what you're going to do. And then lastly is just overcoming all obstacles, being able to get kicked in the face, punched in the face, and keep going and not quitting. Because anytime you start something, it all seems cool. Everybody wants to be a bodybuilder until you start lifting them heavy weights.
Hell yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right.
Hey, we wish you guys all the best. Let us know if you ever need anything. And once again, share this, spread the movement, and let's help
veterans achieve greatness after service. All right, gents, we'll see you later.
How do you earn your living? How do you earn your living? How do you earn your pay? How do you earn your pay? I reply as a point to my bond. I reply as a point to my bond. I earn my living on a killing squad. I earn my living on a killing squad. Hoo-yah!
Veterans Battalion.